Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
It's your brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte. Come with another quick lesson through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. And first and foremost, we want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Dash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, man. So, just to land back off the spirit that brothers have been in the last couple of days, man, right? Speaking on us being the prophets of doom. And as you can see by the title, we rejoice in being such, man, right? We take joy in understanding the destruction and being able to uh, what's the word? To disseminate that through our understanding of the scriptures through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. And to be able to relay this message to you believers, right? As well as be a symbol of the future and coming judgment of Babylon the Great, Esau, Edom, and these heathen as well, right? So we rejoice in being the prophets of doom, you know? So if you could grab that, actually, I'm going to read this definition real quick and then we'll get the script.
Okay.
This is doom in the Edom Online Dictionary. It reads, a law, statute, decree, administration of justice, judgment, justice, equity, right? Because we're the prophets of what? The judgment of Babylon the Great, man. The Lord set us up to declare these things, right? Okay, you go ahead.
God, I'm gonna reiterate that. It says the word doom etymology says come from Old English, from dam, which means judgment or law. And it says is related to Old Norse word domir, which means judgment or sentence. Now, I want to get this real fast. This is Zata Hoyam. This is Psalms chapter 9, and we'll get verse 16. And it says, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. So essentially, those that's in the incorrect spirit, they ultimately understand that they have that feeling of guilt, you see. So they're going to be ensnared. They're going to be trapped up in the works of their hands, But it says the Lord is known by his judgment, which he executed, So when the Lord brings judgment, essentially we understand that it's the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, that did it. And ultimately, before the Lord brings judgment, he brings his men, and they all preach the same message.
Exactly. If you don't know the Lord's judgment, then you don't know the Lord, man. Right? If you're not speaking on his judgments, then you're not speaking on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? You're not coming in the correct spirit. Right? Continuing on, it says, it says originally in a neutral sense, but sometimes also a decision determining the fate or fortune, irrevocable destiny, right? So you can't take it back, right? The scriptures talk about, you can't turn these things back. Once the word of the Lord, should not return unto him void, as the scriptures tell us, man. Right? It's an irrevocable destiny, and that's what Esau Edom's judgment is. It's irrevocable. It's going to come to pass whether he likes it or not, and we're set up, to declare these things forth, man. Now, I wanted to get this for rejoice here in the Free Dictionary, right? Because we're rejoicing in being the prophets of doom, right? To be those men, who have the pleasure of chanting down Babylon the Great. It says, it's a lot. To feel joyful, to be delighted, right? We feel a sense of joy, because we understand that the fall of this place is the rise of Yasharallah, man. To feel joy or gladness, to take delight in, right? We take delight in watching these things come to pass, man. As brothers often say, if it's bad for them, it's good for us, So all the things that we see, the calamities, right? The love of many waxing cold, World War III, the economic collapse, right? All these things we see and taking place are good news for us, man. That's part of the good news that the scriptures talk about, So could you start in that Psalm 20 and 5, Uncle Shah?
20 and 5 or 25?
20 and 5.
Okay. This is Psalms chapter 20 and verse 5. It says, we will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our power, we will set up our banners. The Lord fulfill all thy petitions.
Mm-hmm. We will rejoice in this, man. Right? If you could, can you pull that in the NLT as well?
Okay. This is Psalms 20:5 NLT. It says, may we shout for joy when we hear of your victory and raise a victory banner in the name of our power. May the Lord answer all your prayers.
Right, shout for joy. Right, us speaking these prophecies is essentially us shouting for joy, right? Because we know what's to come as a result. It says, when we hear of our victory or of your victory and raise a victory banner in the name of our power, man, because we're telling the world that the Lord is coming to destroy this place, man. We're declaring these judgments, right, in the faces of our enemies, right, in the midst of this, the worst empire, right, the worst existence, known to mankind, man. The worst rulership. We're saying this to his face, man. Like the scriptures tell you, who will declare these things to his face? That's what we've been set up to do. Let's get to Jeremiah 28:8.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8, and it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right. we are coming in the stead of our forefathers, man. And they were set up to prophesy doom and gloom upon whatever rulership that they found themselves entrapped in, man. This is the same lot that we find ourselves in. So, as it said before time, right, of old, they prophesied against many countries, against great kingdoms of war, evil, and pestilence, man. Those are all bad things. Those are all things that coincide with doomsday, right, with judgment, as we read, right, with that going back, that irrevocable destiny. you know we read through so like read through Obadiah, right, that gives you an idea of destiny of Esau, Edom, man, right? All these things that we read, right, are the word of the Lord going out, right, to let these devils know, to let these heathen know, to let 2/3 know that this judgment, right, cannot be turned away from them, man. You got anything?
God, I got this. This is Psalms 94:16. It says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Essentially the answer is the prophets, the men of the Lord, who the Lord, those that the Lord set up. All right, in this day and time, it's the men of great millstone, and those are likewise doctrine, starting with the elders and apostles on down to the brothers. But I also want to get this too. This is Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So this is not a thing of someone deciding to preach the word. It essentially goes back to those that the Lord called. Exactly. And the prophets essentially have been called. The Lord has always spoke by his prophets. Let me get that real fast. This is if I can. This is Hebrews Ibar Yah chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. You see, so the Lord has always used prophets. All right, and the prophets have always been viewed in like manner in each generation, in each society, in each civilization. All right, it has always been the same. All right, because everybody returns into their lot. 2/3 is doing nigga shit. Esau do what he do. The heathen do what they do. You see, and the men of the Lord, we do what we do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai.
That's right. Could you get so Isaiah 14 and 24? We'll read through 27, because that definition of doom, right, it may mention again of that fate or fortune, that irrevocable destiny. Something that can't be turned back. Something that we're presenting to them as unavoidable, man. And this is what the scriptures tell us, that judgment, is unavoidable.
This is Isaiah 14 and 24. In the subtitle, it says, judgment on Assyria. It says, the Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
Right, so the word of the Lord is going to stand above all things, man. Right, so as he purposed, his purpose is to do what? To destroy the captivity of his chosen, man. right? He put us in here for our punishment, and now he's coming to redeem us, man. And he set up his men to voice this thing, to be his voice, right? To be those conduits of his spirit, to let the world know what's about to take place.
Verse 25, that I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders.
Right. Now, that burden is this captivity, man. That yoke, right? The scriptures talk about I shall burst thy bonds. And a burst is a violent action. So this world, this current rulership is going to be taken down with violence, man. Right? That's part of the doom, right? Everything that we see taking place, the plagues and pestilences, man, right? The wars, the rumors of wars, the various natural disasters, right? All these things that you see taking place are the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And it's always been voiced through his prophets, man. He's always sent his prophets forth, as a that beacon, that those heralds to herald in the spirit, man.
I got a quick one.
Yeah.
This is Luke chapter 1 and verse 70. Just laying back on the point. It says, Luke 1 and 70 says, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. And, that can be ascribed to Jeremiah 1 and 5, because that word for holy goes back to, set apart, ordained, sanctified. Those terms are synonymous. But it says, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. So it's always been prophets. Can I get an example of God? This is because again, the Lord always spoke by prophets. All right, this is Jude chapter 1 and verse 14, and it says, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints. All right, and essentially, that served as an example of, our forefathers, that they prophesied. It was prophets going all the way back to the garden.
That's right. I wanted to get this real quick. This is it's about here. Oh, you keep going in there. I'll find it in a second.
Time. Back to Isaiah 14 and verse 26. It says, this is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations.
Right. This is the hand that's stretched out. Right. That right hand being who? Yahushua. Right. And his spirit is in his men. He sent his man out with that message to give warning to the to the world, man. Right. To declare the judgment of our captors. Right. And to give to strengthen the elect, man. Right. To give them a warning and opportunity to come back and serve the Lord before these coming days of judgment, man. Because the world likes to think that that what's the rapture, right? The pre-rapture and things of that nature, as if they're going to avoid these times of peril, right? But we understand, as Isaiah 30 and 7 says, that we're going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble now, right? We're going to be in the midst of all these things, and we have to let the people know what's to come, right? We're not prophesying peace, right? If you could get that back in that that Jeremiah 28 and 9. Okay, you got something.
This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 9. It says, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him.
Right. So like it says here in the NLT, so a prophet who predicts peace must show he is right. Only when his predictions come true can we know that he is really from the Lord, right? And the prophets of doom, right? Our predictions through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai are coming true, right? These men who prophesy peace, who speak only peace, right? Everything that they say is being brought to naught, right? Is being shown to be of no use, But when the men, that you see on the highways and byways are giving you the warnings of the coming judgments, right? This is how you know that the Lord is dealing with these men, because we're watching these things take place before our eyes.
You want to go back to Isaiah?
Sure.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 26 again. It says, This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord of hosts hath purposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?
Right. So this is the purpose that the Lord has set forth, man. The destruction, right? The judgment. Like I said, the fall of Assyria and my sword, right? Assyria is likened unto Babylon the Great, right? Assyria is likened unto spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, right? This all comes back to America, right? Because this place embodies, right, all of those kingdoms, right, to the worst degree, right? So as the Lord speaks on this judgment taking place, and He uses His men to speak this out to the world, that, like I said, who shall disannul it, right? Could you look that word up, Baba Shah?
Con. It's the word for disannul. It says H6565, and it says parar, and it says to break, frustrate, make ineffectual.
Mm-hmm. Who's gonna break this word, man? Right? Who's gonna make it ineffectual? Who's gonna make it of no use, of no effect? Right? Nobody. Right? Like the scriptures talk about, who's gonna turn those arrows back? Speaking on the nuclear destruction. Right? You can't turn it back once the Lord starts that ball rolling, man. You know, when we're watching that snowball effect take place.
I got a
Oh yeah,
quick.
go ahead, slide.
This is let's see. You know what the scripture talks about the incredulity? The second Ezra 15, ain't it?
Yeah.
Con. This is second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." All right, and the words of prophecy, what's entailed in prophecy is that doom and gloom, And it says, "And cause them to be written in paper."
I'll add to you real quick.
Uh-huh.
Right, the words of prophecy, the words of the book, right? Lamentations, mournings, and woes, man. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The only good thing about is the coming of the kingdom, man. Right. Us receiving the blessing that the Lord has set before us. Lord willing, we be of that elect number. Right. But in the midst of all this, we have to watch the downfall of this place, man. We have to watch, right, the worst time that the earth has ever known. And if the men that you're learning from aren't teaching this or aren't giving you this warning, then they're not of the Lord, man.
Right. Continuing on, second Ezra 15 and 2, it says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." Just like it said, if the Lord purposed something, all right, it's going to happen. That's the Lord's will. Verse 3, it says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness," which that word incredulity goes back to somebody that pretty much doesn't believe. You see, so going back to, the original word that we got, which was disannul, no one is going to disannul, no one is going to make the Lord's word ineffectual. All right. If a nigga don't understand it, pretty much it doesn't matter if a nigga does not understand, what's in the scriptures. It doesn't matter about what Esau wants to happen. It doesn't matter about what, the other nations wants to happen. You see, if something has already been prophesied, the end was prophesied from the beginning. You see, so the Lord's word is what's going to stand, and that's pretty much the point.
That's right. That's right. I got this real quick. This is 1 Samuel 16 and 4. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, "Comest thou peaceably?" Right? Because the sight of a prophet, right, often entailed coming destruction, man, coming doom, coming gloom, right? So they were in the mindset of, they were trembling because they knew that he was coming to speak against, right, that current rulership, man. And that's what all the prophets are sent forth to do. So like when they try to make it a bad thing, or calling us the prophets of doom, this is what we're here for in the first place, man. We're not here to give you, the continuation of Babylon the Great, right? We're here to chant down this kingdom as it reads in Isaiah 35th chapter, man, right? Let's get Ezekiel, or not, it's like I misspoke. It's Ezekiel 35, where we chant down Mount Seir. But let's grab Ezekiel chapter 7, and we're starting verse 1. If you could read that in NLT as well.
Do you want me reading the KJV first or
We can just start in the NLT.
all right. A second. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 1 NLT. It says, "Then this message came to me from the Lord, Son of man, this is what the sovereign Lord says to Israel. The end is here. Wherever you look, east, west, north, or south, your land is finished."
Right. What does this sound like, man? Doom. Right? This sounds like doom and gloom, man. Now, if you're not in the spirit, you would look at these things as bad, right? But having the spirit of Yahweh with you is understanding that these things must come, right? This has to happen before we can get to the kingdom, man. Right? So we have to endure, right? The coming destruction. Like I said, the land is finished. We have to watch this thing, play out.
Verse 3, "No hope remains, for I will unleash my anger against you. I will call you to account for all your detestable sins."
And that's what the majority of people don't understand, is that the Lord is about to unleash his full anger upon the world, right? Chiefly Babylon the Great. And we're given that warning before those days come, so that you can get yourself right, man, in the spirit, right? So that you can align yourself with Yahweh Shem Shai in these coming times, that he may look over you, pass over you in this time of destruction, man.
Continuing on, it says, "I will turn my eyes away and show no pity. I will repay you for all your detestable sins. Then you will know that I am the Lord."
Right. Hey, he said, "I will turn my eyes away and show you no pity," man. Ezekiel 9:4, right? It speaks on the. Actually, let me get that. Right, because this judgment is going to come, swiftly and with no mercy. Right, this is the time of mercy that we're seeking from the Lord now, man. Right, but like it says here at Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." Right, so we're those men set up, right, to sigh and cry. Right, the prophets of doom are sighing and crying for all the abominations. We're calling for the Lord to destroy this place, man. Right, we're begging and pleading for Yahweh Shem Shai to come here, yesterday. Right, that's what we're set up to do. It says, "And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity." Right? So like we had just read in that Ezekiel 7, it said, "I will unleash my anger against you." So we're about to see that the full anger of the Lord take place. It says, "I will turn my verse 4, it says, I will turn my eyes away and show no pity," man. Right? So this is what we're about to see, take place. Right? This is the doom. This is the gloom. Right? This is the bad times, the worst times that the earth has ever seen take place. And it's because the will of Yahweh Shem Shai is being executed in the ultimate judgment of this wicked kingdom.
Verse 5, "This is what the sovereign Lord says. Disaster after disaster is coming your way. The end has come. It has finally arrived. Your final doom is waiting."
Right. Your final doom is waiting, man. Right. This is what the Lord is saying. Right. And he's saying it through Ezekiel in this chapter, and he's saying it through his men that you see on the highways and byways and doing these video epistles, man. Right. Your final doom is waiting. The end has come. It has finally arrived. We're watching this take place, and we're letting the people know, look, get yourself right with Yahweh Bashem Shai, because the doom that has been prophesied in the scriptures by our forefathers long ago is about to take place, man. Right, and this is the last warning that you're probably gonna get.
Precept.
No.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself." All right, and ultimately how we measure the times is, we taking the scriptures, all right, the standard, and ultimately measuring it up with current events. And it says, "And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we're seeing the signs are ultimately that's in the scripture. So we understand that we're in those times. We're in the times of Jacob's trouble. We're in the time of where they're going to drop the Karagma. We're in the time of WW3. So it says, verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which we've seen, a lot of earthquakes. Is an earthquake happening all the time, and very significant earthquakes at that. And it says, and uproars of the people, which we've seen several uproars and different things, and even things Esau hasn't put on the forefront of media. It says uproars of the people in the world. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. The end was prophesied from the beginning. And it says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Pretty much line back on your point. The end is manifest. We're here. Manifest goes into when something is manifested. Essentially, it means that it's obvious. It's plain for all to see.
That's right. That's it. I got one for you real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
That's a lot. Because like I taught the lesson, man, we rejoice in being the prophets of doom. We take great joy in understanding that, the things that we're speaking through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai are coming to pass. And it's making sure that we're one step closer to our coming deliverance, man. And watching this place to be destroyed, But this is Acts 14 and verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples. And that word confirming means to strengthen, right? So us prophesying this is strengthening the spirit of the elect, man. It says, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High, right? So it takes a lot. It's going to take a lot for us to get there, man, right? It's going to take great endurance, great faith, right? Trusting in the Lord to the utmost in these coming times, right? Because we prophesied the doom and gloom of Babylon the Great, So, like it says, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of the Most High. We have to go through, right, all these same things that we're watching 2/3 have to go through, right? But like the scriptures tell us that they suffer the straight things and don't hope for the wide. But we suffer the strings and have that hope for the wide, man. Right? We suffer straight things, right? The straight gate. And we have that hope in our salvation of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man.
You want me to finish that Ezekiel?
Kind of Shai.
Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 7, it says, O people of Israel, the day of your destruction is dawning. The time has come. The day of trouble is near. Shouts of anguish will be heard on the mountains, not shouts of joy.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it's not shouts of joy that are about to take place. Right. We're not speaking, right. What's it like the scripture talk about? They shall say peace and safety. We're not speaking on peace and safety, man. We're speaking on the warnings of the judgment, man. Right? We're speaking on the like I said, the what was that word? So like that irrevocable destiny of Babylon the Great, man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Real quick. This is Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. It reads, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, right? The word of the Lord, right? That decree that will not be disannulled, right? It says, before the decree bring forth, before the day passeth the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, right? We're warning you of the day of the Lord's anger, and it's not going to be good times, right? It says, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. So this is what the warning going out is for, so that we may be hid in the day of the anger of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? We come and seek the Lord in a meek stead, right? We come, humbly because we know what we've done wrong. And this giving this warning is our job, right? As Ezekiel said, we have to go out and warn the people whether they hear or bear, right? It's not up to us for them to believe, but it's required of us to give the warning. And if we were giving them a message of peace, right, we wouldn't be warning them from the things to come, right? So it's required for you to be a prophet of doom, man. And like we titled it, we rejoice in that. We take great joy in that because we know that this doom is attached to our salvation, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Got
That
a
was
quick one.
oh yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, because that's pretty much it. We can close with this.
This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, which that burden goes into goes into a load. I'm gonna get this word for burden, and it says H48:53, and it says Mash'ah, and it says load bearing tribute, lifting that which, it says that which is carried or bought or born. It says utterance, oracle, burden. So the prophesied doom right here. It says Strong's definitions. It says a burden, specifically tribute or abstractly porterage, figuratively an utterance, chiefly a doom. You see, so it's a doom over America, Babylon the Great. All right, verse 2, it says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. All right, that banner, going back to the scriptures. All right, the high mountain. All right, that's America. It says, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. All right, and that's awesome. What's going on in the spirit. The prophets are bringing out this message. All right, and essentially those that's in the incorrect spirit, they're seeing it as a message of doom, and that's essentially what it is. It's a message of doom, because it's meant for those that's not in the correct spirit. Whether that be Esau, whether that be the heathen nations, or whether that be 2/3.
Could you get Revelation 18 and 20? We'll read through 20, 24.
Con. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse, you said 20?
Kind of starting 20.
Con. It says Revelation 18 and 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her.
Right. So we're rejoicing, right, over this place's destruction, man. Going back to the title, we're rejoicing in the doom of Babylon the Great, rather. We're rejoicing in the destruction of this wicked kingdom, right? This whole chapter of Revelation 18 is speaking on the fall of Babylon, man, right? It says in all the little headers, Babylon is fallen, Babylon's iniquities, Babylon's destruction, right? Babylon will be thrown down. These are all things that we're rejoicing in, man.
Verse 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
And this is what the prophets were speaking on, man, right? Thus with violence shall that city Babylon be thrown down, man. Right? We're speaking this same message, you know.
And the voice of harpers and musicians, and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman or whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Mm-hmm.
And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
Mm-hmm.
And in her was,
we're watching this system. They're building it up to these unknown heights, right? But the Lord is about to tear it down, man. Right? And like I said, by thy sorceries, as you read in Nahum, this place is the mother of witchcrafts, man. And it's been spread throughout the entire globe. And so now we're watching the final culmination, right? The judgment that this place is going to receive as a result of the bloodshed, of the witchcraft. And that's part of we're seeing the downfall of this American society, You know, no more grinding of the mills, no more jobs, right? There were the voice of the harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters being heard no more, right? No more. The entertainment industry is coming to a halt. You know, and we're about to see that take place at all time levels, right? As this place continues to circle the drain.
Verse 24, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth.
Right. So the judgment that this place is about to receive is also tied to the death of the prophets, right? You know, them having the chosen of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in their hand and them showing no more mercy toward them, man. You know. So the Lord is coming, like we read, he's coming to avenge this place upon them. Or avenge us upon this place, man. Right? Now when you read this in the 19th chapter, it starts out it says after these things. So after all this, the the doom and gloom, right? The darkness, the judgment, right? All after all this takes place, what's gonna happen? It says after these things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, "Alleluia! Salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our power." Man, right? So this is the the voice of the elect, cheering, right, rejoicing in the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. So this is the same spirit that we're in as we see these calamities, unfolding, right? We're in a state of rejoicing because we know that the victory is that much closer. It says, verse 2, for true and righteous are his judgments, right? So that doom, those judgments, for he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hands. So this is what we're seeing, right? About to take place, and this is the word the of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that's being spoken through his prophets, man. Right? So that doom is the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai coming forth through his men. But that was it, unless you got anything else up.
Allah.
Hey, so Lord willing, we pray that lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We want to close by giving our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai, Basham, Kakradash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the hope of the elect, pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Hey,
Shalom.
Bob, man. Shalom.